do you solve a problem like Greece? Are we about to witness the gruesome end of an all-too contemporary Greek tragedy? Or is Greece itself like a scapegoat, the tip of an economic iceberg with the rest of Europe sinking on a financial Titanic? Well, the metaphors are certainly easier to find than the solutions these days. To answer your questions, we have the Greek Vice President of the European Parliament, Anni Podimata. Anni Podimata, thank you for being with us on iTalk. Lots of questions, as you can imagine, to yourself as a Greek person here in the European Parliament. First question.
Hello, Patrique Veneray, Belgium. Greece is undergoing problems right now. It's said that Greece could live without Europe. I'd like to know what you think about that. Do you really think that Greece could leave Europe?
There's more and more talk, Anni Podimata, about a referendum in Greece. Would the Greeks vote yes or no to Europe now?
If there were a referendum in Greece, there is no doubt that the Greeks would vote in favor of Europe. Greeks are very much aware of the depth of the characteristics of the current crisis, but they don't put into question the irreversible character of our membership and the hardcore of Europe.
But there's a lot of demonstrations in the streets, and there's a lot of hardship, more hardship to come. Is that not likely to change? Wouldn't it be easier to come out?
It's not easy. It's a huge task, the one which is taking place in Greece right now. There are demonstrations, as you know, but there is a lot of focus on the demonstrations. We don't take enough into consideration the fact that there are millions of Greek citizens that they are fully aware of the necessity to change radically things. In Greece,
what things should be changed? We hear a lot about the tax system, for example, the corruption of the tax system. What things should be changed?
We have already made very radical changes in the pension system, in the healthcare system, in the education system, public administration, and at the same time we have adopted and implemented very radical measures regarding the fiscal consolidation of the country. Above all, I would say that we need to change mentality in several things in my country, but not only in Greece, in general. In Europe, I think there is a need to make a shift in our mentality regarding the responsibilities and the rights that we have being members of the European Union.
OK, let's have another question still on this theme.
I'm Eric, I'm Swedish, and I would like to know what, in your opinion, the EU and the Parliament can do to support Greece in the current crisis.
The major problem that we face in Greece and in general is a lack of confidence between us, between different European people and all together towards Euro. So yes, the European Parliament can do a lot and has already done a lot.
What?
It can clearly pass a message of solidarity and of respect towards Greek people, and of understanding towards the big effort that there is in place in my country in order to implement those measures. But
I also live in Berlin, and I can say that the Germans think they're making a huge effort to bail Greece out for its problems in the past. Surely you can understand why it is a financial problem, because the northern countries feel they're going to have to give more money to prop up Greece's former errors.
Absolutely, and I have a lot of respect towards people of those countries that are asked to support Greece through the loans, but I underline the fact loans, because sometimes the impression created abroad is that it's kind of donation, the money that are addressed towards Greece, which is not true. The money is the money that is lent to Greece, and Greece is paying back interest rates together with the loans.
Okay, let's have one final question on the financial crisis.
Hello, I am Evangelia. I'm European first and foremost, from Greece originally, and I'm in Brussels. Do you think that Greece can continue in a unified Europe? And what will be the future for Greece in Europe? And what will you do so Greece can properly show its future and advance?
Montrer son avenir et l'avancement ensemble.
What's the most difficult is the feeling that the rest of our partners, or some of them, do not really trust the effort that we are taking. They don't seem to be sure that Greece will make it, that Greece will succeed. And this is an elementary issue because that's what I was trying to point out before. Greece is, and Greek people is going to do what they have to do. What they need above all in the current circumstances is the rest of the Europeans, of our European partners, to demonstrate confidence towards their effort and leave them a chance to succeed, not to put under question every day, every single moment, the ongoing effort. We should not, as citizens and as politicians, adopt the habits of the markets.
The markets certainly have their things to say at the moment. Let's go on to another theme. What we have you with us, Anni Podimata.
I'm Elizabeth, I'm Austrian and Belgian too. I'd like to know specifically what role women can play in the resolution of the current crisis.
Short answer, do you think that we wouldn't be in this mess if women were in charge?
I'm sure you've heard the slogan that circulated a couple of weeks after the collapse of the global financial crisis. We were talking about golden boys, and there were some people, especially women, pointing out that we wouldn't, if women were more present in high-level positions in the financial sector, most probably the crisis
well, they are now. We have Christine Lagarde.
Could have been avoided.
Well, we have Christine Lagarde now. So
I think that the crisis, yes, is an opportunity to which reminds us the absolute necessity of gender equality and gender balance. Women had and have a lot to contribute to a different and alternative, more balanced, more equal approach for the way out of the crisis.
Right, OK, one last question which particularly interests you. I know. Let's have a listen.
Hello, I'm Loic. I'm Belgian and I'm here in Brussels. I'm in the 6th year in school and I have a question on Turkey. If Turkey could integrate into the EU, what effect might that have on young people, particularly in Europe?
Anni Podimata, I know you got a journalistic prize for working towards the Greek and Turkish rapprochement or friendship. How can Europe sort out the conflict between Turkey and Greece, especially if Turkey is going to come into the European Union?
Well, as you know, there are specific criteria that need to be fulfilled for any country to be a full member of the European Union. I think, and this is my deep conviction, that if Turkey adopts the acquis communautaire, adopts and fulfills the criteria, the necessary criteria.
They're not quite there yet.
Sorry?
They're not quite there yet.
No, but there is an ongoing process, and I'm confident that this process, again, related with some confidence from the part of the European Union. For example, I don't very much agree with putting into question the final goal of Europe's path towards full membership, because I think that this is something that diminishes the motivation of authorities and of ordinary people to implement what they have to implement, to fulfill their obligations. We need to respect the fact that any country that fully fulfills the criteria can become a full member of the European Union.
OK, thank you very much indeed. Anni Podimata, I Talk, the programme where you ask the questions. See you next time from here in the European Parliament in Brussels.